I get people asking me now about my new idea, this ICON protocol approach to this business, to the financial planning, to the life insurance, and to the investment business. You know, I could probably put the whole thing down into really kind of, well, just the 4 points. ICON, as you know, is an acronym that stands for the 4 tools, the 4 mindsets, the 4 strategies that the very best advisors, they all share. All of them have all 4 of these things. And let me tell you how this works. So here's what it is. The first thing they all have is inspiration. First, the I is for inspiration. And it's inspiration that drives persistence. You see, you need to be inspired enough to prospect. And if you're not, you'll never be an icon in the industry. An icon, remember, of course, is just a representative symbol of what it means to be the very best in the business. That representative symbol. They would see your name next to that job. And that's what we're looking for. Inspiration drives persistence. And the only way to do that is to have a story. You have to have a story about what you do and how you do it. And you can ask any top advisor. They all have a great story. It's in fact what we write down when we see them speak. We come to a conference like this, to an event. What we do then every time, say, there's an idea. It's the idea, the concept. That's the first thing. Of course, I for icon. The C in icon stands for communication. And that's critically important in everything we do. And that's what we really want from those icons we talk to. What did they say? How did they say it? When my pal Don Hart talks, hey, he's got a script. And those are the things we want to have, is that communication, because it's the communication that attracts the business, attracts the referrals, attracts the people. But keep in mind, it's not only about the scripts and the content and the words you use. Words are only 8% of your communication. The rest of it, 92%, of course, is body language and tone of voice. So saying the right words in a boring way is not going to help anybody. You have to have that done properly. So inspiration, communication. The third piece, of course, is all about organization. So I see O for organization. Organization is such a critical thing, and I'll tell you, the lack of it is what kept me in the small money for a lot of years and keeps a lot of advisors just down artificially in their business. And here's why. Organization is what creates consistency. And if there's anything that separates average from awesome, or sort of mediocre from icon, it's this idea of consistency. These folks know how to perform, and they perform on a regular basis, and they get it all done. That comes from organization. And to do that properly, you need not just a business plan, which is one thing, in fact, not as important as something else, and that's a business model. What's a business model? It's simply this. How do you make money? Who do you talk to? Well, how do you talk to them? Where do you find them? What do you do every day to find new clients? What are you doing to generate new business? A business model. And the fourth piece to this, of course, is N for numeration. Numeration, that only means counting. That only means paying attention to your numbers. And the interesting thing about numeration is this. It is what creates improvement, and dramatic improvement. Just tracking your numbers can improve your production and your performance by 200 to 300%, say 250%. Interestingly enough, as my friend Frank Crean will tell you, he says it all the time. He says it's a great thing. He still reports, he's 89 years old, he still reports his activity to his colleagues every single month, because reporting of activity and of those targets, you know what? That'll increase it another 70% on top of the 200 to 300%. And that's the 4 pieces of ICON protocol. That's the magic of ICON protocol. It's being inspired enough to persist. It's being having enough communication, the right kind of communication, to attract the business you want. It's the organization to be consistent. And finally, the numeration to improve. That's what ICON protocol does. So whether you're looking for, if you want to reinvent yourself, it's under those 4 categories you need to do that. And it's not as tough as you think.